You were tuned in to episode 157 of the Goodfellas podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. And I got my main man with me, Big Bro, Boxing First Vlog in the building, man. What's going on, good brother?
And you know what it is, just another day. Chop this good boxing game. You know we're gonna do that Monday morning quarterback on these fights. I mean, Dezan came through with the excellent card this past weekend. So, you know what I mean? Let you roll drum line up. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. Man, the zone be quietly putting together some solid action up and down, man. I think a lot of times is people don't pay attention from the beginning of the card to the end of the card. It's solid. It's solid work going on over there as far as putting the cards together.
Early season voting, card of the year, early season voting, 2 fights of the year. Both of them contenders for fights of the year. Have a Nosian Neary fight and the Wood Laura fight. Both of them, you know what I mean? Because both fights were outstanding. Both of them ended dramatically. You know what I mean? I had images of prior fights when I was looking at both. For instance, the Neary Havanosian fight reminded me of the Matisse Aranosian fight. That back and forth action, and you just seen that climactic power come through. Same way with the Lee Wood. It kind of reminded me similar, you know what I mean, to that fight also, where you could tell that power was going to show up. Something dramatic was going to happen. Me personally, it went against my pick, but I still watching it. I saw development. I saw something happening that, you know, was dramatic, but it was timely. It was impactful to the sport, bro. Because I mean, the man been deserving it. Laura, he been over there trying, you know, campaigning to be the next, you know, Canelo, and you know, he got duped in that first fight. You know what I mean? He said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying over here. We gonna get this bag over here, and I'm gonna get these Man, he came through, bro. That was a great freaking fight. Lee Wood, he fought the wrong fight to me. The jab was terrible. No movement, no head movement. I need to get on a boat and go over there and show these dudes how to bob and weave, man.
You said go on a boat?
Yeah, I don't do planes and shit because I gotta take that thing with me. So I'm gonna get on a boat and go on over there and show these dudes how to bob and weave, bro. Like this dude had like a pencil, just straight up and down, bro. No lean. No dipping the knees, like, I mean, God bless, bro. That's the worst defensive fight. And Laura showed better defense because Laura has a stronger chin. So if you could just absorb a lot of your opponent's power, that's still good defense to a certain extent. It's better defense than what Woods was showing, bro. Like, I just didn't get that, bro. The movement. Jab, 1-2, get out of there, because his best punch was the straight right hand. Okay, 1-2, get out of there. Stop taking a picture. Stop trying to get closer and closer. And then the last thing with this fight, real quick, bro. Number one rule, there's rules in defensive boxing. First thing, shout out to my dude, Tretch Naughty by Nature. Guard your grill, knuckle up. That's the first rule when it comes to defense. Second, that is close. Don't hook with a hooker. Don't hook with a hooker, baby. What are you doing? That's your worst punch in that fight is a hook. Your strongest punches was the 1-2 when your jab was actually the parallel to set up the straight right, because the jab in general was garbage. He was parring with it. The man was jumping over the top and hitting him in the mouth. I mean, a leaping counter jab? Who gets leap counter jab? Like, what's going on? What am I seeing? But yet, you were still in the fight, still doing your thing with a lot of mistakes, coming forward too much, not letting the action come to him, beating your man with movement. Let the power man come to you and olay him. Stop going after him where you running into the power. You're running into the opportunity for him to hurt you. Even though it looks good, it looks like you're winning, it looks like you're controlling the fight. I get that. You are. Take a step back. You're still winning. You're just not overtly pressing the action too much, bro. I thought he fought a terrible fight, throwing in the towel,
Let me hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. Hold up.
Go.
New Fat Boy Fitness says, salute, gentlemen. Salute to you, good brother. I think this is the first time I seen you on, brother. So if that's the case, man, definitely subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my man Boxing First Vlog. We definitely gonna be in here chopping up this good game. Matter of fact, before we get officially started, let's give them the intro, and then we gonna go ahead and start cooking. Yo, for the people that's just jumping in, man, that was the intro for the show. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get down into like meat and the potatoes and all that. I know the topic is Roy Jones, Michael Williams Jr., Michael Williams Sr., and Adrian Broner, but we getting into this Laura Wood fight off top. What I actually want to show is the actual ending of the fight, and y'all tell me whether the towel coming in was a good look, or was it a bad look. And this is going to kind of segue into the point of this conversation, like this show. Kind of when is a good time, when is a bad time to stop your fighter. Another situation, we got to get into training as well. We got to get into Roy Jones. We got to get into all that. But we're going to get this clip up of Laura and Wood. This is basically the final seconds of the fight.
Fair use, commentary purposes
only. Let me maneuver this real quick. Let me get this off. Let me throw that on. And they got me DJing like a house party in this joint.
Man, we can't say it enough. Fair use, commentary purposes. Come on, YouTube.
Come on, YouTube. 20 seconds. I just need 20
seconds.
Man,
we not reselling nothing. We breaking this down, giving the science out, man. So, YouTube, stop it with the games.
Let us be. Jay Banks in the building. What's going on? Jay, I gotta call you too. Andre Southgate, salute all here listening. Big shout out to you, Andre Southgate. So let me run this clip real quick, and we gonna take it from there. Hold on. All right, matter of fact, I'm gonna cut the sound off on this bad boy too. Let's see. See the screen. All right. So we're gonna run this last couple seconds, and we're gonna cut it again. Fair use only. Fair use only.
Fair use
only. This is Mauricio Laura's knockout of Lee Wood, round 7. Let's go. That was a good right hand too.
Yes. See how he was leaping on him, bro? The whole fight. He kept doing that because of that lazy ass jab. Remember I said that earlier?
Yeah, that was a
Remember I said that earlier? Yeah. You see how he leaped in over that lazy ass jab? He was doing that the whole fight, and it just set up him to land that power hook off of that.
So how do you feel about the towel coming in and the stoppage? How do you feel about that?
In that particular situation, bro, that was a perfect fight to stop, bro. You do not need that man to get stretched out like that again, bro. That is not a typical, you know what I mean, sort of shot that you can just bounce back from, bro. Like it would have took him 2 or 3 rounds of great movement to be able to, and his legs was gone. And he admitted that to a couple fighters. You know, I do my homework. I'm reading around articles, things like that. And yeah, he admitted that to a couple of the British fighters from over there. So he said his legs was gone. Obviously they were, because he took them out from under you. You don't hook with a hooker.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot.
That was beautiful. But that leaping, that was a perfect clip too, to prove he had been doing that leaping the whole fight. Yeah, just jumping over top of that weak ass jab
and getting away with it.
Because you have to slide out the back door. All you gotta do is step back.
Step back. Yo, I gotta show that one more time, man. I don't think people like what you're listening to right now is basically we're breaking down what's going on before you actually see the footage. So when you seen that Laura hitting with that straight right hand, it was a leaping right hand, you can already tell that Lee Wood is all offense. He's not thinking about what's coming back at him. And that was a clear sign. There's no way you should be getting hit with that shot. Like, it's no way you should be getting hit.
Isn't the trainer the dude that AJ got rid of?
I think so.
So this dude is the worst trainer when it comes to defensive boxing in the sport of boxing, let alone just over there on that side. I haven't seen worse defense from any other group of fighters, and less on Mexicans, but that's just their style. Like, their style is so different. Over there, it's supposed to be the pugilist. It's supposed to be the origination of boxing. So defense should be incorporated into the craft, since that's where quote unquote boxing originated. How the fuck are y'all the worst defensive fighters in the game? Excuse my French. I don't mean to be disrespectful. But that's terrible defense, bro. We can go back, because we're gonna talk about Roy, and we're gonna talk about. Come on, bro. Like, what's happening? What's going on defensively, bro? What is going on defensively over there? Yeah. I'm at a loss for words for the defensive lack that those fighters have.
Yeah.
Even the African dudes, even the black dudes, there's no real slick guys over there. That's why they were so enamored with that dude, Prince Ahmed.
Nassim Ahmed. Yeah.
Yeah, because he had some sense of natural movement, athleticism, avoidance. Like, that was a big part of what made him who he was. It wasn't, because he was awkward offensively. It was that he made people look crazy missing shots, and it wasn't standard defensive avoidance, but it worked for him. So that was part of his phenomenon. How the fuck did nobody else pick up on that and say, I'm gonna apply that to my game?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, big shout out to my guy, man. My guy H Money Mob in the building, man. Big shout out to you, homie. Big shout out to you. The thing that's crazy is, and again, like you said before we got on camera, we don't know if Laura landed that shot, it was a lucky shot or a perfect time shot.
He set that up.
But the thing about it is, you're seeing more and more fighters getting caught up top, cheating, looking down the bottom. You know what I'm saying? It's a similar shot to what Broner got hit with. You know what I'm saying? When he fought Chino gave him the look down. He was going to the body, came up top, and that's where a lot of guys are getting caught at. But I mean, it was a perfect shot, and you don't face a guy like Laura and your first punch is a hook.
What it was in my estimation, he thought when Laura came back up, because when Laura threw the jumping right hand, he was leaning over. So if you're Woods was trying to time him coming back up, and he wanted to land that left hook as he, came back up straight from. And it was just a terrible decision. Again, the power shots that were working for you was no hooks, was nothing to the body. It was the straight right hand that was getting through, because Laura, again, is not a great defensive fighter in his own right. His defense is offense. So when he was tired, he was subject to that straight right hand, and it was making his head go back. Couple, 2, 3 good times. And he burnt himself out throwing so hard, so heavy, so early. And Woods thought it was his pressure. It was him coming forward that was actually doing that. And it was the reverse. It was the fucking reverse. And Woods thought he was so good. I know he listening to the crowd. I'm sure he could hear people yelling. And in his mind, he wasn't thinking like, they're not in here, I'm in here. So let me stop reacting to what they're doing and fight smart. His corner, the only good thing they did that night was throwing the towel. The rest of the shit they did, fucking terrible, bro. No game plan. I didn't hear them tell a dude to step back one time. Yo, throw your 1-2, step back, slide out the side door. He was tying up too early, too. If you notice, he was tying up in the first and second round, bro. Bro, why are you tying up this early? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, these are fight like Lee Wood gonna be kicking himself for this loss, bro. He'll be kicking himself for this loss, man, because it's like everything that you said. No, he'll get it. He'll get it. He'll definitely.
No, I mean just on the positive things that he did, I think he deserves a rematch.
Yeah, he probably had a rematch clause in the contract, so he's probably definitely gonna get a rematch.
I don't know if he got that pull. I don't know
as a champion and Laura not being like a name, I would be shocked if
Laura had the bigger name to me.
Nah. He was in Lee Wood backyard.
Exactly, but they came to see.
But Laura's not gonna have a bigger name. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me finish. I think they came to see the bad guy. They came to see the guy that beat what's the other boy? Taylor, not Taylor. What's the other boy? That he fought. No, that Laura fought. Then they got the controversial loss. What's the boy name? Josh. I keep thinking Josh Taylor, but it's
Josh Warrington. Josh Warrington.
Yeah, Warrington.
Oh, Warrington.
Yeah, Warrington. So I think that sting from that controversy, and that's why he never fought anywhere else. He's been fighting over there, bro. I don't think he came home. I don't think the man came back to the Western Hemisphere.
I put it to you like this.
I think he has a draw there, bro. I do think he has a draw there.
Yeah, I put it to you like this. If Lee,
so answer me this.
Go ahead.
Answer me this real quick before you get into that. Where does he fight now? He's the champion. Where does he go, bro?
Who, Laura?
Yeah, I mean, he has to fight there.
Laura.
Yeah, he has to fight there.
He would the biggest money and the biggest opportunity for him would be, I would say, a rematch with Lee Wood. Right now, the immediate, yeah. And if he can get the rematch, then he can move on to some other stuff.
What was that again? That was 126?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think? Hold up. Now this. Do you think going the unified route would be smarter? Do you think that going the unified route would be smarter? Because he's the champ.
If there's no rematch clause, then yes.
And first of all, I'm gonna go against the grain and say I don't think Wood had that pull to get a rematch clause. I just don't think he had that.
I think you looking at it the wrong way. You looking at Lee Wood, the name, the person. I'm looking at it more so he was the champ and he was the A side. So 9 times out of 10, if they have a little bit of doubt, they're gonna slide that rematch clause in there, and Laura's not gonna have a problem with it.
That's a great question, though, bro.
I put it to you like this. If Wood did not have a rematch clause in the contract,
bad business.
That's bad business, arrogance. There's no way he shouldn't have a rematch clause, because it's boxing. You never know what's gonna happen. And if you want the ace, if you're the A side, you got to take advantage of every A side advantage you can get. So that's why it's so hard to become a champion. That's why it's so hard to stay a champion, because usually when you beat the champion, you got to beat him twice.
I mean, I get that. Me personally, I will wait for the Mixao Figueroa situation to iron out, and I'm going after that guy. That's me, because I don't think he's contractually tied to Dezan. I think he's a hired gun from Dezan. Dezan's used him to, kick up a little steam and get the mixed matching going on with more Western fighters fighting over that way. So obviously they went the Latino route, was pulling a lot of guys that didn't cost money. But now it's gonna cost some money, and I think it'll be cheaper route for a different promoter to dangle a belt his way. So you know what I'm saying? For him, I think he'll not that he might price himself out the game with DeZan or anything like that, but I just think it'll be more profitable towards the future for him if he went the unified route. That's just my thought.
I hear you. Gotta introduce my guy, man. Ty Finney, the legend in the building, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, salute, man. Glad to be on.
Appreciate you, bro. I know you just stepped in the crib and all that good stuff, man. Big shout out to you. And you came at the perfect time because we was getting ready to transition over to this this Adrian Broner, Michael Williams Jr. fight getting canceled. And big shout out to my guy, Mark Nash, man. Got the interview with Michael Williams Sr. And Sr. was going off on Roy Jones, saying he was a trophy trainer and he had him doing hard sparring a week before the fight. He should have never been in that situation, this, that, and the third. Now, I don't think people heard Roy Jones' response because I haven't heard anybody really talking about it. So I actually wanted to play it. Have you heard Roy Jones' response, Legend?
Nah, I saw it on the website. Some stuff that he was saying, yeah.
And I know Vlog hasn't heard it, so I'm gonna.
So it's an audio.
It's an audio, yes.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear no audio. I just saw like some stuff that he said.
Yeah, it's an audio. Fair use. Fair use. We're gonna we're gonna pull this up. So I want y'all to actually listen to what Roy actually said happened in the fight. What happened in the situation. So let me cue this.
Why you doing that? Why are they saying the fight is canceled? Injury? What
he had a broken jaw. He had a broken jaw. Michael Williams Jr. got a broken jaw in sparring. Big shout out to WCS because this is where I'm getting it from.
Yeah, why are you sparring a week before the fight? You should be working on weight and final strategies in your last week.
All right, so
what are you doing? Like, I don't get that. You are nothing but conditioning, weight, and just final tactics. You know what I mean? Definitely working on that game plan and ironing that game. These motherfuckers don't work on game plans. They don't work on how to beat the guy in front of them. These fucking boxing trainers, I'm getting sick of these fucking overpriced, overpaid fucking dudes that don't have a real strategy, bro. Training is cool. If you can run with me and hold the bag and all of that shit is fucking great. If somebody got to do that. But when you earn your money, bro, your money is really being earned when you break down a strategy and you coach this guy, talk this guy through this victory that you're actually in. The build up and all of that shit is great. If you're doing the right things, you're making the strategy part that much easier. If you're understanding where I'm coming from. I'm so sick of these dudes getting paid. Man, bro, goddamn, bro, I'm sick of this shit, bro. I mean, because if I'm Wood, I'm firing that dude.
Hey, Jeff, before you play that, hey, Vlog, here's what I heard, and I'm not saying this is true. I heard that Jones felt that Williams wasn't ready, and he put him in a position to give him hard sparring, and it backfired. I guess it didn't.
You know what it is? Yo, bro, the boy is on a bad run, bro. He is like the Michael Jordan of boxing. He is a terrible, terrible management guy, bro, because how the fuck do you let Chris Eubank get knocked out by an older, smaller man?
Hey, Chris Eubank was overconfident in that fight, and he was mimicking Roy Jones.
That's my fault. That's Roy Jones's fault. That's Roy Jones's fault.
Hold on.
I disagree.
Y'all gotta hear this clip, yo. Y'all gotta hear this clip because this might change y'all. Go, hold on a second.
All right. I got number love for Michael Williams Jr., right? Really a junior and senior, right? I don't care how bad they hate me, I got number love for them, right? The fact are this. I had Michael Williams Jr. for birthday for a 10 round, but he fought with a 3-0 135 pounder, another 3-0 135 pounder, one came back for 3 rounds, and he fought with he went around, he moved around with a 68 pounder, they didn't really spar. He just kind of moved around. The guy was just kind of showing the Asian brother look and throwing the jab. That's Andrew Murphy. And you can call him, you can find him in your team. That's what Andrew Murphy was picking him up to medical and everything else. So he has no reason to go out there and try to hurt my nose. But if he did that, I put him out my gym because I don't get down like that. All right?
Yeah.
So I didn't like the way Michael Williams looked against neither one of the 135 pounders. Both of the 135 pounders are 3-0 professionals, right? If Adrian Broner has won more world titles than these dudes have had fights, okay? If these two 135 pounders give you this much trouble, why would I kick you out and let you fight Adrian Broner? All I need to say, because that's what the fast was, and the only people he's fought with, the 135 pounder name is Mandeep Jangra, Mandeep Jangra. He's from India. He's 3-0 as a lightweight. The other 135 pounder name is Zachariah Lewis, who lived up in Atlanta for a while. You may know Zachariah, and he's 3-0 as a professional. All right? Them the two guys they fought with, and with Jangra, they only went one-handed for 3 rounds. He would come in one round, him would go one hand because Jangra had a hurt right hand, and in the next round, him and Zach would go all out. To be honest with you, the day that he got hurt, he went 3-4 rounds with Zach and 3 one-handed rounds with Jangra. So how does that hurt him? Did Keon Pepion Canada to spar with him at 50 and 54? I said no. Ryan Reynolds was there and could have fought him. He fights 54. He fight Broner at 47. That's the thing like these sparring session, right? No, I didn't do that. I didn't let him spar with Pepion. I didn't let him spar with Brian Reynolds. And LeBron wanted to answer that. Well, I didn't do that either. Why? Because I was trying to protect Michael Williams Jr. to have him cool so he don't get hurt before he go into the fight. I had to fall only all out with 135 pounder. I had to fall one-handed with another 135 pounder. I had to go on light, move around with Andrew, who's a 68 pounder, but Andrew knows not to even touch Michael Williams hard or keep him out my gym. So that's the real story, okay? Now, you don't believe it?
Thank you. He was carried.
All right, so that's the audio from Roy Jones.
Man, can I tell you how that sound?
Go ahead.
That didn't sound like barbershop talk. That sound like salon talk. He sounded like he was in there with a bunch of bras and they was in there chirping, bro. Bro, first of all, when did these sparring sessions happen? Because if you telling me this sparring sessions happened this week, right at towards the end of last week, you're out of pocket as a head trainer. So when did the sparring sessions happen?
It was last week.
From I was told last week. So that would have been over.
That's my point.
2 weeks before the fight. About 2 weeks.
That's my point, bro. That's my point, bro. Your sparring, and for me, your sparring is early, midway through your training period. Towards the end of your training period. Well,
I don't have enough information to say whether he should or shouldn't have been sparring at that point.
No, bro.
Vlog, but you shaking your head. Let me rock, bro. Listen.
Yeah.
If now my cutoff is a week before. My cutoff is a week before the fight. You shouldn't be really sparring a week before the fight. So that happened 2 weeks prior to the fight. So that's number one. You'll hear that from most trainers. Like they'll cut.
Can I real quick?
Go ahead.
What style sparring are you talking about a week before the fight?
I'm talking about it shouldn't be no hard sparring 7 days or before 7 days or fewer before the fight. Should not
now,
be no hard sparring.
I can agree with that if you're saying it's movements, somebody working on specific things like show them this look, and you're shouting out these commands as a trainer.
Right.
It doesn't sound like Roy was there monitoring any of this shit. It sounds like he's in the gym, he's got 30 people, and he's trying to politic and whoop-de-whoop with all of these people, while in the middle of that, he's still negotiating his own career. Because he got a fight with Andrew Pettis coming up.
Yeah, but
he's gonna get his ass beat.
Bro, but if you listen to it, this is how I know he was this is how I know he was right there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just because he was there, was he truly being that hands-on coach? But
I'm gonna tell you the part where he said, where I know he was hands-on with this. Once he said a couple of his guys went in there and fought one-handed and only threw a jab, no fighter's gonna go into a sparring session fighting one-handed with a jab unless they train or tell them to do it. So I'm pretty sure that he was there and that was his command. What I will say is this, and Vlog, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. Like, let me get that clear. What I want to make clear is this: if you are 2 weeks in before, 2 weeks before the fight, this is the biggest fight of your career, and you don't necessarily like where your guy is at, I can see having these 3-4 round sessions where you're working on something specific. It didn't sound like it was hard sparring the way he was describing it. And it was against 135
you
pounds.
Get your jaw broke. Something is hard. Something is hard.
No. I get, listen, if it's just because it's not hard sparring doesn't mean hard shots ain't being thrown. Now,
then that's hard sparring.
No, that's a hard shot. That's a hard shot. That's a hard shot. You know what I'm saying?
So why are you throwing hard shots if it's not hard sparring?
I don't know.
So whose fault? Who's at fault? Is it the dude that threw the punch?
I just think it was a freak accident.
It's a fluke accident? I don't.
Hey, Vlog. If you fight at 140, hold on, Vlog, real quick. You've been out in these streets. You've been in fights. If you 147 pounds and you getting your jaw broke by 135, you need to find a 9 to 5. That's a fact. You need to find a 9 to 5. And with sparring gloves, you need to find a 9 to 5. And mind you, his last fight, he got knocked down 5 times, bro. 5 times. 5 times and got stopped. And his dad did not throw in the towel. That guy put him down on the 5th knockdown of the fight.
You talking about against the Bowser guy?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. It's two sides of this story. Like it's two sides of the story, and I don't know who telling the truth, but it's not a clear. Hey, Vlog, this is not a clear. Roy is 100% wrong on this. It's not a one-way street. This ain't no one-way street. I don't buy it.
Okay, this is another situation. Roy knows that information you just gave to the viewing public and myself. Why are you having him in there in a situation where any major shots are being thrown? You don't want a dude that just coming off of 5 knockdowns shouldn't be in any type of hard sparring whatsoever.
So your question is whether it was hard sparring or not.
It had to be hard sparring if your jaw got broke, bro.
And what I'm saying, hard sparring. Bro, and what I'm saying is it couldn't have been hard sparring if the dude is in there with one hand.
That's what Roy is saying.
Right. So we don't know which is which.
In this situation, I gotta go with facts I already know. Facts is the dude jaw broke. Right. Facts is he coming off a fight where you saying he was stopped while being knocked down 5 different times in that fight.
I got the clip if you want to see it.
No, I'm believing you. Okay. I'm only analyzing the situation via facts, so I can determine like, yo, this is not good for this person, that person, and for boxing, period. So for a guy like Roy Jones, facts is he got a lot on his plate. Am I correct?
Yeah, of course.
Secondly, the gentleman that he's supposedly training, you're saying he was in there with a guy that was hurt. Why is the guy that was hurt even in there?
No,
how is that helping that?
Hold on. I didn't say that.
No, I'm asking Roy. Why is the guy that's hurt even in there? How is that helping him? He doesn't have a fight. He said the dude that he was sparring against had one hand.
No, he said he told him to only use one hand, bro. I think that's where you got to confuse.
No, he said because his hand was hurt. But he said it was 2 different sparring partners. He told the same thing. It was 2 different guys that he had fighting with one hand. He just wanted to give him the Broner look. No, but Roy said one of the guys had a hurt hand.
That's cool.
It's why he was only using one hand. So my thing is, as a head trainer, as a professional coach, why is he even in the ring sparring against your guy that has a fight coming up? You don't want him to get it. You don't want him to get injured anymore. So let's say he had the one hand and he's supplementing and throwing a little harder than normal because I only got one hand. So I want to make this dude feel what I'm feel something in this particular session. So Roy is at fault for allowing him to get his jaw broke. From whoever broke his jaw. You're controlling this whole entire scenario. Well, let me ask nobody, an injured fighter shouldn't have been sparring, and your guy shouldn't have got a jaw broke.
So let me ask you this, bro. If Roy Jones is protecting Michael Williams Jr., right, and you don't want the sparring partner to hurt him, you put him up in there against a guy that got a hurt hand, right? He got a hurt hand, and he only can use one hand, and we don't know if that's the person that broke his jaw. We don't know.
It could have been the bigger dude. It could have been that big white boy he was talking about.
No, but he said it was two. He said his jaw was broke by a 135 pounder.
That's what he said. I just don't believe this dude. I think it could have been that big white boy, and it was already fucked up. They just never got it looked at. And then he got hit and clipped, and it really got broke.
I'm gonna say this. Like, there's a couple of things. Listen, like, for me, so we don't know either way. Like,
we don't. This is all speculation.
This is all speculation. Let's make this clear. Like, this is all speculation. So for me, I'm like, if Roy Jones is lying, right? If he's lying, then you know how people talk. The person that actually broke Michael Williams' jaw is gonna be on somebody's camera within the next week or so.
Oh, we'll find out. And I think it was that big white dude. Wasn't he like 170 pounder?
Yeah, we're gonna find out real quick who it is. Now, there's a total of 4 people that he mentioned as far as the sparring and all that. If Roy Jones ain't lying, them 4 dudes is gonna jump on camera and validate the story. Like, it's gonna be real. You're gonna find out who's lying, like, real quick. Like, real quick. Now, if he got him in there with 154 pounder, 160 pounder, and he got his jaw broke, Roy Jones is dead wrong for it. But if he's fighting a one-handed 135 pounder, I don't know. But we gonna find out. Like, Legend, what you think, bro? What you thinking?
Man, I don't want to get too deep into it, man. I'll just say this. I know somebody who knows both of them very closely. Okay. Real closely, and talks to both of them.
Okay.
And I was just told that they heard both sides of the story, and that Michael Williams Sr. may not be telling the truth. Roy Jones may not be telling the truth. One of them is not 100% truthful. So and somebody's not telling the truth. Somebody's lying. I don't know.
Yeah,
so I'm not getting deep into it, man.
It sounds like it. But the thing is, that's why I'm like, now usually Vlog and I get into a back and forth over some shit like this, but because both of them sound sketchy, I don't know who's telling the truth and who's not.
Man, let me say this, man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Vlog. Go ahead,
his father is his main trainer, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if he's saying Roy Jones is put him in a situation where he got his jaw broke, I mean, ain't his father as the main trainer really responsible?
Yeah.
Or Roy Jones is more like a secondary trainer.
From what I was told, Roy Jones was supposed to be the secondary trainer with the intentions of transferring Michael Williams completely over to him. The reason I believe that is because if you hear Roy talking, this is the part I do believe him in. When he said that he didn't feel like his fighter was ready, a lot of trainers is not going to really admit that because they're going to want the bag at the end of the day. But he admitted it. So I do believe that part. I do believe that part. Yeah, I do believe that part for sure. But as far as his dad is concerned, so part of Roy Jones' story sound like cap, and this is where I think Michael Williams Sr. is cap. You just watched your son get knocked down 5 times in a fight when it should have got stopped after 2. I can't say, hey, you let your son get knocked down 5 times in a fight where that's the type of fight that can ruin a kid's career. And then we're talking about maybe a freak accident in sparring. I just watched you let your kid get knocked down 5 times. And I got the clip. I got the clip, and I'm gonna show it. show it. Yeah. It's hard for me to listen. And I'm not saying that the Senior is wrong. He may be 100% right. But I'm like, just like Vlog said, I'm going based off the facts. I got film where his son gets knocked down 5 different times in a fight, and even the announcers is like, "Dad, you got to toss it. You got to toss the towel." And then he gets hit with a hook. He gets hit with a couple extra shots he shouldn't have got hit with.
Yeah, man.
It's shady on all levels, bro. It's shady on all levels.
Yeah, he kept going down, man. Like
he just kept going down.
And this dude just lost to Riches and Hitches. I don't think this dude doesn't have power like that. He's got what 7 KOs.
Yeah,
like
he's not cracking. Yeah, he's not cracking like that. Dude, not cracking like that.
So it was just odd, man.
Can I add? Can I say this? This might be neither one of these dudes might be a good fit for this young man. I mean, because if he was undefeated to the point he got beat up. Am I correct? Because I seen the 15-0 by his name. If I was correct, so
correct.
He has some set of skills that may be pliable towards the future going forward. So maybe he's just not with the right people, bro. I mean, I don't think Roy Jones is, like I said, he's the Michael Jordan of boxing management to me. He's terrible. Was a great fighter, but boxing wise, as far as training things like that, rapping, fucking terrible, extra fucking terrible. So just maybe take a step back, Roy. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe like, cause you these are 2 big situations as a trainer, you're headlining and terrible things have happened.
I agree. I agree 100%.
This might be take an internal look at your ability to really guide specific fighters, or you maybe you need to concentrate more. This Don King Rolodex of dudes might not be the lick.
I agree. I agree in this sense. Roy Jones is, like I said, he's physically the most gifted fighter I've ever seen in my life. Just pure physical talent. You know what I'm saying? But
I wouldn't say that.
Who's more physically talented than Roy?
Sugar Ray Leonard was very talented, physically gifted.
I don't think
Boots. For a little dude, that speed. Yeah, that speed. Now defensively, I edge Roy, but just natural ability, speed, in and out, power, man, comparable, very comparable. And then just don't get me started. Roy is nowhere better than Boots. There's nothing that you could tell me that Roy Jones Jr.
If I can take you off the camera, bro. If I can take you off the camera, man,
bro,
I'll take you off. But I love you, bro.
You are
hold
tripping, bro.
Hold on. Hold on. Watch this time stamp.
The greatest boxer God ever made.
Legend, watch this time stamp. This is 43 minutes and 5 seconds. So you're saying on camera, Boots is physically more talented. Boots is physically more talented than Roy Jones.
Yes.
How?
Because Boots is a machine. Roy was more dramatic. He was looking to look away, sort of defensive things. Like Boots is a machine, bro. Boots is the Matrix, bro. Roy is the Prince Nassim of his era. Like Roy, you know what I'm saying? Man, Boots is the greatest boxer God ever fucking made, bro. I'm fucking telling you, bro. I've been around longer than anybody on this panel, and I ain't seen no machine like that, bro.
I'm moving to the comments, man. I can't, man. Willie G, man.
Salute to the city, G. Man. We produce the greatest. Man, we produce, bro. We just produce. That's all I can say.
Willie G in the building said, "What's up, fellas? Big shout out to you, bro." My guy Tree James in the building. He says 60%. Come back in, bro. I don't know what you mean by 60%. Conrad in the building, man. He said, "What's up?"
I think he was going Blaine. I maybe Blaine
was 60%.
Could be. Yeah,
now Tree trains along with Coach Pepe too, so he'd have been a good person to get on here. But yeah, it sounds sketchy on both. It sounds sketchy on both ends. So I like when I heard that he had a broken jaw. It's a couple things going through my mind. I'm like, are you using regular smart? I think this is where a lot of people are missing out. When you're sparring, there's certain gloves you should be using. I'm seeing too many training tapes, sparring tapes, where dudes is wearing 8 ounces, bro.
Man,
dudes is wearing 8 ounces. No, no. Your sparring gloves should be 14 and up, vlog. They should be 14 and up.
No, I'm just saying in general, like if you were cutting it close, give me a 10 at worst. You know what I'm saying? At worst, a 10.
I wouldn't even want a 10, bro. If you try to protect your fighter,
but big gloves and sparring, they also hurt your fighter's wrist too, bro. Because you don't want that heavy ass object on your fighter's wrist.
Well, but
and depending on how hard the shots that you're throwing to. So it's a
for specific sparring gloves, the weight distribution is a certain way where it's away from the wrist. So if you got quality gloves like sparring gloves, like 14 ounces and up, you really shouldn't have that problem. That weight shouldn't be along this area here. I'm just seeing too many sparring videos where guys are wearing 8s and 10s. And I'm like, if you're doing hard sparring, you should be doing hard sparring with 14s and up. Now, if you're doing situational sparring, let's do 8s and 10s because that matches the speed a little bit more. I'm just seeing too many sparring videos where guys are in 8-ounce gloves and they just letting it rip. I'm like, and you can't get mad. You can't get mad if a guy get hurt. It's bread on the table. You got to protect the bread. You know?
I mean, that's another situation, bro. Like, damn, you not only messed off the route that Broner was trying to do, but I mean the youngster that you had, but the route that Broner was on. Is there a backup fighter in this situation?
No, it's postponed.
That is terrible management on all sides. It's just terrible business. This is when you could say business boxing is bad. When situations like this, the build-up is still there. Broner's name is still there. There should no being aware in the world you shouldn't be able to make a call. There's a million fighters on this goddamn planet.
But here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. Number one, they're charging for it, so you can't just get anybody. That's the first thing.
Again, it doesn't have to be anybody. It could be the right person. They're not doing the due diligence to figure that out. That's my point. Bad business in boxing.
I can't really agree with that because this will be the third replacement.
Nope.
I can't agree with that. It'll be the third replacement. I can see if it was the first one. First
of all, why are you having this many replacements for Adrian Broner? This nigga is not a problem anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. How many fighters, like some of the biggest money fighters in the world don't have 3 backups. I can't knock the business.
Nigga.
Like you're saying, I can't knock the business.
What is going on that none of these fights, we can see the last one where Roy, his manager, or his co-manager, co-trainer, and his soft ass prodigy of a fighter got his jaw broke. That's not Adrian Broner's fault. But what about the other 2 dudes? What the fuck happened?
Who was the first person? The first person was
Red Cat.
Ivan Red Cash. That fight fell through because of some business stuff on his end in terms of his managers and stuff. So the second person was Hank Lundy, and Hank Lundy had some shady paperwork going on where he was suspended by one of the I think it was one of the sanctioning bodies. So he had some shaky paperwork. He wasn't telling the truth 100%. So they had to go past that when they couldn't get it sanctioned. Then they moved on to Michael Williams Jr. and then he bailed out. So this will be the 4th replacement. So I can't blame it on business. You know who I blame it on, bro? I'm gonna tell you who I blame it on.
But isn't that bad business?
No.
If you don't do your due diligence on Hank Lundy before you even bring his name up towards the public, the public should never even have known about that.
But can I tell you this though? When they come down to it, that's on Hank Lundy. I know the backstory to that. Hank Lundy knew what was going on, and he signed anyway.
Right. No, my point is,
signed anyway. Mm-hmm.
So how is that? Don't know. That's Hank going for the bag. I'm not mad at Hank. Hank doing what Hank trying to do to get that check.
Hey, bro, you can't say that and say bad business behind it. That's bad business.
Yes, it is. No, bad business. Bro, no, bad business is the motherfuckers who are putting this shit together, not doing their due diligence on the people that they're trying to do business with.
I agree with
you.
That
understand
too.
What I'm saying?
I agree with that too. But what I'm saying is Hank Lundy knew he wasn't gonna get that bag. He was on some shady shit. He was on some shady bad business. Listen, bad business is bad business both ways.
All the way around.
All the way around. It's bad business.
But the controlling factors have a lot to do with how the business is conducted. because they could have seen that that's bad business, and we don't need to go that route. Hank could still be doing bad business and end up doing it with somebody else that'll allow that. But them being Prime and PBC and whoever these executives are, they're not doing their due diligence.
I agree with that. But I'm gonna tell you who to blame though. Tevin Farmer and Mickey Bay. Soon as they put them two on the card, man, I was just like, this shit ain't gonna happen.
So that shit fell through. Nigga, ain't that like the 8th time that fight was supposed to happen?
That's about the 8th
time. Need to fight in the parking lot.
Bro,
they just need to fight in the parking lot.
Bro, that's about the 8th time they were supposed to fight, and it fell through. Once I seen that was a co-main event, I was like, this card ain't happening, bro.
Nigga,
I was like, this
Tevin Farmer gonna be a middleweight by the time that fight go down.
Bro, I just want to see them go their own separate ways. If I see them two together getting matched up on another card, man, I'm a snap.
Hey, that's like Paul and Ferry, man. They went back and forth, but they finally got it settled, and they're gonna be fighting this Sunday.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, bro. It's been 2 years. I remember I was talking to Legend when they had the initial press conference at the City Winery on 9th Street. And I remember Legend calling me saying, like, yo, I was just down there in the truck. That was about 2 years ago. If not close to 2 years ago. Like, as soon as I seen that fight on the card, I was just like, yeah, that fight ain't happening. I was like, that fight ain't happening, man. It's just like,
what told me that fight wasn't happening? When they took the numbers off. When they took the spread, when they took the spread off.
Oh yeah. They had to, because it's like, who you going,
you can't take no wagers on a fight that ain't happening.
Right.
It's a waste of time.
Right. Go ahead, Legend.
Yeah, I feel bad for everybody, man. I feel bad for Broner. I feel bad for Tevin Farmer and Mickey Bay, and I feel bad for Anthony Peterson. Because he was supposed to fight on Tank's undercard, and he was supposed to fight on this card, and now he ain't gonna be fighting now.
Yeah, so it's a brutal business, man. But this goes with what Vlog said though. This is why the people up top, you gotta have the business right, because these dudes is out here, they training 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, thinking something about to happen, and then you get hit up like, nah, you ain't gonna get paid, bro. That's like you working a whole 2 weeks at your job, and they tell you at the end of the 2 weeks, bro, you ain't gonna get paid, yo. Like that's literally how I look at it, and I'm like, yo, like Broner probably came down from like 200 pounds.
God damn,
he's shredded.
Shit. He's shredded. Like he's shredded, yo. He's shredded. Like he looked.
That nigga somewhere crying right now.
Oh, he crying.
Like,
he crying.
I done gave up all them cupcakes for this bullshit.
Bro, it's crazy. And then the thing that's crazy, I think he did an interview on DAZN. He was saying like him and Kevin Cunningham got into it because he was drinking during camp. I was like, damn, bro. Like, but you can tell, and I'm a Broner fan, bro. But you can look at his face and you can tell, like, he like them drinking and all that.
That alcohol weight.
Yeah, it's just in his face. Like you can
tell.
That's
the alcohol weight. They get all puffy and shit in the jawline.
No, he just looked old. He just look old. Like
he is old, nigga.
No, I'm talking way older than usual. Like he just looked old, bro. Like he got like a St. Ides face. Like
I like to see him next to his twin right now.
His twin probably look like 15 years younger, man. But I'm telling you, people that drink, we know, we all in the hood. That person that was throwing back them Colt 45s and them Budweisers and all that, just drinking and all that, bro. They look like they wear a trench coat in the summer. Like they just got that look. You know what I'm saying? Like this Broner just has that look, bro. And it's hard to recover from alcohol. Like, and you trying to be a premier athlete. Like, salute to him for getting the way he looks now. Like, he looks great. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't got no fight.
Man, Prime not starting off good. Prime came out hot, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, it's cooling down over there.
But bro, hey, let me ask you this, yo. If let's just say he signed with Eddie Hearn or Oscar, do you think this would just been better handled? Like, I just had an opponent that wouldn't have all this BS with all these opponents.
I do. I felt like, you know, I'm like, I understood why he took the deal. because nobody's offering him $10 million. So I understood why he took the deal. But all money ain't good money at the end of the day. Even though like Eddie might have offered it, he'd have been like, all right, hey, look, AB, I can't give you $1 million. I'm gonna give you like 800,000, but we're gonna line up this European tour. It's gonna be great. He'd have been better off doing that versus what he's going through right now. I guarantee you,
800,000 a fight.
No, just for his comeback fight. Like if he told him something like that. But
I wouldn't have took that, bro. I wouldn't have took that,
bro. But what promoter is offering Broner outside? So Black Prime offered him 7 figures, and they're new. Even Al wasn't trying to give him $1 million. Al wasn't even giving him $1 million. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't giving him $1 million for his fight.
I would have took whatever deal Prime was giving me before.
That's what I'm saying.
And 800,000.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll just wait. I mean, he got a couple years. I think he's good for a couple fights.
Nobody's offering Broner the bag because he's damaged goods according to the streets. He's damaged goods. Like, so the money and the treatment that he's looking for is treatment that he would have got 8 years ago.
But I'm gonna tell you this about Broner. I think people are paying to see him lose now. People aren't paying to see him win. People are paying to see him lose.
Listen, you'll get a line around the corner if they know a train wreck coming. You're gonna get a line around the corner. So we know why they're coming to see Broner. They coming to see a show and not necessarily a good one. They know it's gonna be some drama and stuff. He's gonna say something crazy or he's gonna do something crazy. They're coming there for the show. They're not coming there to see a boxing performance from Adrian Broner. They just not. They're just not. That's just the facts of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the facts of it. Like if he gets offered 7 figures, he's getting offered 7 figures for the show. He's not getting offered 7 figures for his boxing ability or anything else. He's getting it because he's gonna bring out the ring.
I can say this: the pre-hype for this particular fight wasn't that great, so the show probably wasn't going to be that great because the build-up is usually what tells you whether the show is going to be good or not. So let's just take for instance the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather situation. That build-up actually told me this might be a good fight, and it was a pretty decent fight for a crossover situation. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I don't know that we was going to get a great fight between these two gentlemen because usually AB is a better seller. Between AB and Williams, I don't know that we would have got a great fight because I didn't see the build up being there. I didn't hear AB running around being AB. You know what I'm saying? And
man, it's hard. It's hard doing that when your opponents is going through like a turnstile, man. Like that shit is crazy. Like it's hard to promote when it's a couple different opponents. Like it's just because promoting, the first thing you got to lock into is a storyline. Like, what's the storyline?
The storyline is AB. That's to me. That's what I'm saying. If you're being AB, it ain't about who the fuck crossed the ring. That shit don't even matter. You know what I mean? If you're being AB, to me, that's just me. I could be wrong.
But he smelled like Colt 45s, bro. He smelled like Colt 45s. He ain't got the same. He ain't got the same juice, bro.
Hey, can I throw a curveball in this conversation real quick?
Go ahead, bro.
Man, I got a serious question, man.
Yeah.
Is Luis Nery on your pound for pound list?
Hell no.
What the fuck? Oh, damn, that's okay. Legend.
You said who?
You said Luis Nery? Have you been drinking them Colt 45s, brother?
Wow.
Have you been drinking them Colt 45s? That's all I need to know.
I'm just asking a question. I never said the man is the best fighter in the world.
Bro, I'd rather take that Boots comment you gave me about 15 minutes ago, man.
Damn,
I'll take that one before.
No respect for the run that this dude has been on?
What run?
What run?
What run? What run are we talking about?
Same weight class, 36 fights, just about in that lower tier. Not really, coming from 112 all the way up to 122. Kind of been around 115 to 122. I don't even think 115. I think 118 to 122, if I'm correct. That being said, 35-1, shitload of knockouts, former champion.
Your eyes tell you pound for pound? Your eyes tell you that?
Resume kind of tells me that, and what I saw in the ring. Scrappiness. And very, 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 very scrappy guy, bro. Like
hey,
he kind of fights. He kind of fights that Mighty Mouse style. That like shit, man. I ain't supposed to be doing this, but I'm gonna do it.
Bro, I'm not. I don't want to hear
I'm just
pound for
asking.
pound. Listen, I don't want to hear pound
he
for
could
pound.
be down at 9. He could be at 10. He maybe be at 12, 11 somewhere. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Blood. I don't want to hear pound for pound and Scrappy in the same sentence, man. Scrappy gives me like trash
he
truck
vicious though, bro. When I mean scrappy, that might have been a bad word. I meant vicious. Bro. He like a young. He not a pit bull. He more like a terrier. You know what I'm saying? Like just. I mean, just they just super feisty. They got a little muscle with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, bro. I don't know, bro. I'm trying to get a man some pub right here, bro. Like,
I feel you. It's the like, nah, bro. I can't get that to him, bro. I can't get that.
Legend, talk to me.
I can't.
Legend, talk to me.
Legend, like I don't know, bro. you threw, when I say that was a curveball, that was a slider in the dirt.
A knuckleball right there, man.
That was a knuckleball in the dirt.
I mean, after that fight, bro, I had to look back at some of the things this dude been doing the past, I say 3-4 years. Give him that loss. You know what I mean? Most of the dudes on the pound for pound list are not undefeated outside of.
I like Neri. Don't get me wrong. I like Neri. I just saluted the card. I like the card.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think he gives Ione or Fulton issues. I think he gives issues.
I wouldn't mind seeing those fights. I wouldn't mind seeing them.
I think he gives them, dude. That's the pay-per-view as any 3 of them dudes getting together is pay-per-view event to me in all 50-50 fights, in my estimation.
I like Neri though. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I don't like Neri. He's far from my pound for pound list, but I like Neri though. I like him though. Let me throw this at y'all. With this Roy situation, right? I don't know how many fighters he has under his tutelage, and I'm talking about the ones that we don't know and the ones that we do know. With the Chris Eubank thing happening and now this Michael Williams Jr. situation happening, do you see fighters kind of moving away from Roy now just as a trainer, or do you think people are still going to be amazed by his mystique?
This is like when a school hires a coach that has a name but doesn't have a winning record. A lot of students are going to leave. A lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, this ain't the lick for me." You know what I'm saying? Like his style doesn't match what needs to be done for me in this particular fight. He is training for. I don't know what his training style is, bro. Because if Eubank is mimicking him, that's not a good training style, bro. Because that doesn't work every fight. So your training style to me has to be preparatory for the opponent. It doesn't have to be this is who I am, or this is what I see that they can do. No, what they have to do is what needs to be trained. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't see this guy being that style of a coach. There are few that can really train to the moment. You know what I mean? The boy from Philly, Brother Nassim, he comes to mind. He trains to the moment. You know what I mean? What's going on right now? What needs to be prepared for? What is this fighter lacking that I foresee he's going to need in this upcoming event? That is the style trainers to me that are the top-notch guys, and Roy Jones is not that, bro. I equate him to what Michael Jordan did in Washington. Great name, Michael Jordan. Perfect way to be like, oh shit, go play with Mike. Let's go over there. Man, this dude is putting together checker pieces on the chessboard, bro. Come on, man, what are you doing?
Yeah, what you think about that, Legend? You think more fighters are gonna kind of gear away from Roy after what's been going on?
If he was just a trainer, I can see fighters coming to him, but I'm sure he's a busy guy. Like, he's got a fight coming up himself. I'm sure he's got other things that he's into. So he's already in a lot of different avenues. So I would say, I don't see fighters coming to him. Like, he's such a busy guy. I'm saying, if he was just a trainer and a trainer only, yeah. But since he's in all these other things, no.
You know, the thing that's crazy, I got a guy, fighter. He hasn't made his debut yet, but guy Asmar, right? Big shout out to Asmar. I know he's been out there, you know, training with Roy and things like that. So here's the problem for me with a Roy Jones type trainer. And it's kind of a mix between what y'all both said. First of all, the fighter that's coming to you, right? Now, Roy ain't been training for that long. Like, let's make that clear. He's almost a brand spanking new trainer, pretty much.
Roy been doing this shit since his rap career fell through. So that was about 10 years ago. He been in the game training long enough to have a certified fighter under him. That's my point. That's you hit the nail on the coffin with that one. If you were good at this craft, you would have already had that guy. Well, you wouldn't have had to go across seas to go get somebody's son.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I said I don't think he's been officially training in an official capacity for long. Going into the gym and just showing a guy the bag and shit like that. I'm talking about actually having a fighter, and not only are you training, but you're guiding on top of that. Like, let's be clear. Chris Eubank is the first person that he's had that he got the keys. He got the full keys. But think about this. Vlog. Eubank is the worst example that Roy can get. Set up for failure. I'm gonna tell you why. Chris Eubank went his entire career without a trainer by choice, because he said no trainer knows more than him. He would have rather sat in the corner by himself than for him to have an actual trainer. So for Roy to take on a guy that's never had any true tutelage outside of his dad, and his dad is not even a trainer, that's just a bad situation, period. Bad situation, period. For both parties.
No, what that was to me, in his situation, his dad was his unofficial trainer. You know what I mean? And being a boxer, quote unquote, makes you a trainer by circumstance. You know what I mean? So he already had a built-in trainer. That was just less money that they had to kick out. Smart move also. Didn't do him too bad in his career. You know what I mean? He's a relevant fighter. Name is, a factor. Could draw a bag. Skill-wise, he does the wrong things in fights. He fights down to his competition. And Beefy got the greatest name in boxing right now. Best nickname in boxing. How the fuck you let him knock you out?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's made it as far as he's made it off of pure physical talent.
That's what I said. So maybe not having a trainer didn't do him too well, but linking up with Roy obviously was a detriment to me.
I agree, because because you can tell by how Chris Eubank is fighting. Roy looks like he's just telling him to maximize his physical advantages. And that's where Roy actually fell in his career. What happened with Roy is when his physical ability started to decline a little bit, he still thought he had it. Like, he still thought he had those physical abilities. So he didn't make the basic fundamental moves he needed to make to really sustain his career. And that's why he was getting knocked out, because he wasn't making the basic boxing moves inside the ring. He went his whole career fighting the way you're not supposed to, because he was that gifted. Almost everything Roy did was wrong. Like, if you really look at it, like, it was wrong. But he was so fast, so quick, reflexes were so crazy. His counterpunching ability was amazing. Like, the basic fundamentals that you tell a fighter, Roy skipped past that. He went to chapter 10. Chapter 1 through 9, Roy ain't go through. So he's trying to tell guys chapter 1 through 9 when he didn't follow it his whole career. Listen.
But Jeff, he even admitted he did that despite his dad. He fought that way because his dad tried to give him such the basics and was so hard with the basics of boxing and the traditionalness of boxing that he said he fought that way and to give himself a sense of freedom. So I think that wasn't per se so naturally gifted as him just going against the grain to me. Mentally, you just somebody that has admitted that out of his own mouth. So I'm not making this up or anything. So yeah. I'm just saying, bro, I get what you're saying, like his physical gifts. I get that. But if you're not using them the right way, and it showed, because it didn't show early, it showed late when you're actually supposed to have a lot of the fundamentals to get you through the second half of your career.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of like with, like take like a Kobe, for example. Like once Kobe physical talents kind of went down, you can arguably say Kobe physical talents went down the last 3-4 years of his career. He made it through and was still dominant just because he was so focused on the basics. You know what I'm saying? He was so focused on the basics. As far as Roy is concerned, like it's just a bad look because it's as fair or unfair as it is, a trainer is judged by how their fighter performs, just like a coach is judged on how their team performs. You know, if your team suck, you suck. Like I've never seen a situation where a team got a horrible record, but they say the coach was great. It's just a natural connection at the end of the day. And all Roy really has to show is Chris Eubank, you know what I'm saying, taking a loss against Beefy. And then you got this Michael Williams Jr. situation that doesn't make him look good either. So it's just, I think, like Legend said, like if he was just a trainer, I think he could get legit guys to give him a shot for him to guide them through. But the fact that it seemed like he's part-time. That just from the outside looking in, it seems like he's a part-time trainer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like when remember when Senior was training, Mayweather Senior was training, and certain guys would just get him, and I'm like, I don't think Senior is really in the trenches with these fighters. Like I think he's just showing up on fight night, just guiding them on fight night and taking all the credit. Like, but he tried that with Haney. Like you do have some trainers, you call them trophy trainers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, go ahead.
Garcia, Robert Garcia.
Yeah, but even with that, like Robert Garcia's put in enough work in the past to where, you know, he's had some success.
But he's only hired. Success. To me, I think he's hired for that name in essence, not really the style and his ability.
But see, the thing is, Garcia's had success in the past to kind of validate that. Roy hasn't had no success in the past to validate his.
Yeah, his success. No, his success was in the ring, so that validates what's supposed to come from him training wise.
But see, that's a horrible mindset, especially, and that's where Michael Williams Sr. comes into play. I don't care how you was inside of the ring. Like, can you train? Like, and your Michael Jordan analogy was perfect.
Yep.
Michael Jordan is the worst. He's the worst owner he's the worst owner in basketball, but he's the greatest player of all time. Your talents on one end may not translate to the other end. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least with Garcia, I can say, all right, well, he took this person to a certain level, and that's why he's getting these trophy opportunities now. Roy can't say that.
Real quick, he's not the greatest player of all time.
Who's the greatest player of all time?
Magic Johnson is the greatest player of all time. The greatest all-around basketball player. All around.
We can have that conversation off camera.
All around. Triple doubles. Triple double game.
Bro, but if you're gonna say that, you might as well say Russell Westbrook is the best of all time.
No, not in this era, this soft ass, weak ass era.
We can have that convo off camera. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, I'm fucking. I ain't gonna do it. It's boxing first. You know it's boxing first, but I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, my guy YSM in the building, man. He said, "My guys, what's good, man? YSM, what's good, man? YSM always holding it down in these streets, man. Go subscribe to YSM Sports Media, man. One of the best doing it for sure, man. Conrad said, I would definitely listen to a G5 NBA special. Bro, I actually like just a flat out NBA joint or just a NBA or just a sports / gambling joint. That joint to be what? That joint to be insane, bro. Like but the thing is, man, I just think I think Roy in a bad spot, man. I think what he should do, this is what I think he should do, bro. I think he should play the background as far as his training thing and really just find a kid that's just getting started with his career building from scratch. Show that you know what I'm saying? Like show that you can build a kid from scratch. And then that's gonna give you the pinstripes you need going forward. Like he hasn't showed, like he has no resume. Yeah. Like how you gonna apply for a job? You ain't got no resume.
I get where you're coming from. Like that's what I said. Maybe he should take a step back after these debacles. I think even he should think about taking that fight. Like honestly, bro, I don't think he should take that fight. The man damn near 60 years old.
I don't think he should take. I don't think he should be fighting. Period.
Yeah. I understand. It could be an exhibition, or it could be an all-out fight because it's under the Masvidal promotion, and you know, dude, the Street Fighter and all of that, and he come from that Kimbo Slice joint, so he might be expecting some real live action and not no pity that type of thing. So I don't know how they're promoting that particular contest, but I don't feel good about it per se. That being said, let me finish real quick. That being said, he has a live gym. He has a very attractive gym. The weather, the scenery down there can attract fighters that are not per se from that region. So yeah, like you said, maybe take a step back, look around your gym. Just really look around your gym. Concentrate for a minute. Key in on somebody. Key in, look and see. And that gym will pop out to you. You understand what I'm saying? And then you really start that path of that true, fundamental trainer.
I'm a vlog legend. I'm gonna give y'all another one. I'm gonna give y'all another one real quick. Roy's luck has been bad longer than this. Who was the trainer when Devin Alexander got knocked out by Ivan Redcash?
Goddamn. Don't say Roy Jones.
Roy.
Get the fuck out of here. God damn, Roy. Yeah, Roy. Roy.
So Roy was Devin Alexander's trainer?
When he got knocked out by Redcash, that's what he just said. I didn't know that. I remember the fight. I did not remember Roy being at the ring.
Roy was Devin Alexander's trainer for that fight.
I remember that fight because that's the fight that put Redcash on the map.
And Roy Jones was on the receiving end of that shit. So he's had bad luck as far as training for a while. And
Redcash was that guy on Instagram after that fight. I mean, this dude
Redcash looked like a stone cold killer in that fight, man. I said, bro.
Man, and was on GQ status on IG after that.
Oh man, I'm like, hair looking different. Like, bro. Yeah, it was crazy.
Cleaned up real nice, didn't he?
Yeah, Roy. I just think Roy, regardless of whether he's telling the truth 100% or he 100% lying, I think he just needs to take a step back and just take a couple kids off camera. Just work with them. If you got a lot of stuff going on in your own career and all that, take a couple young kids, maybe even in the amateurs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just take a kid.
I think you need to find that kid first, bro. I think agreed. That kid first.
Agreed. Like it's I think it has to be a situation kind of like a Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Just that connection early and just see what you get. Just see how you can build the kid up, and it's going to help you as a trainer. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't have a name like Roy Jones and you out here, putting out bad product out. Yeah, you putting out bad product out here in these streets.
You on the road with your trainees as like at the end of your career, how you was getting knocked out. Like yo, we gonna make the bag by getting knocked out. They gonna pay to see us get knocked out.
A vlog, but I think it's a blessing in disguise though, man. Because I'm like, just imagine how, and this is Broner that don't throw his hands like that. Imagine how messed up this kid would be if Broner really put them paws on this kid. This kid career. So you got to think 2 of his last 3 fights, he's coming off of a 5 knockdown loss. And if Broner opened up against this kid, he's probably getting stomped in this one too.
My thing is, why is Roy not taking it serious to where as though this is the big, like this for him, even for him as a trainer, this is a bounce back situation. This is a big opportunity for a young up and coming star, possibly, you know what I mean? Like key in, like soon as you come off the loss with Eubanks, I would have been so keyed in on this situation. Like you couldn't have talked to me about nothing else. Me and this dude would have been roommates. Like, I'm serious. Like, I mean, old school training, really, like Jeff said, get close with your guy, get to know your guy, find out the shortcomings, find out what his greatest attributes are, and really fine tune these things, bro. Like, I mean, bro, he need to bounce back in a major. I mean, not even a win against Pettis to do it for me. Even if they, you know, it's a 3-round little sparring thing, and they be like, Roy pulled it off. I'm not even paying attention to that. I need you to show me something from this trainer aspect.
Yo, can I tell you all this before we roll out, bro? Just remember, not that long ago, Anthony Joshua was considering Roy Jones as a trainer.
Woo! Them 2 worst trainers in boxing right now. The 3, that boy from over there in Britain, this dude Roy Jones, goddamn, and Garcia. I mean, terrible runs in boxing right now. Terrible.
It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad, and I'm like, Roy Jones, one of my favorite fighters of all time, but I'm like, I wouldn't send. It's kind of hard to tell a fighter you want dedication, you want time, and this, that, and the third, and you're not giving it to the fighter just because your schedule's too busy.
That's my point.
That's why I'm like, it's like everybody's not built for coaching. Everybody's not built for training. Like if you're a coach or a trainer, like you should have no life, no nothing. Like it should just be all about your team.
No, Jeff. Let's say you Roy Jones. We get that.
Right.
But when it's time, don't you key in from that position of being Roy Jones? I'm Roy Jones. That moment is here. Key in. You're not keying in. Like, you didn't take the moment with Eubanks very seriously and Liam Smith, obviously, because you didn't go in with the right game plan. You let a little dude muscle you. Why wouldn't you having a bigger dude being a muscle? Why is he on the outside? What's going on?
I don't see. Yeah, the only difference between Chris Eubank before Roy Jones and after Roy Jones is that he fights like Roy Jones.
Yeah,
like, that's it.
He still fights down to his competition. Yeah,
even more than that, bro. Like even the fight before that he won against what was that, Liam Williams? Was that Liam Williams?
Yeah,
it was Liam Williams. Even when he fought that fight, there's so many things that he's fundamentally doing wrong. And he's just getting away with it because of his physical talents.
Bro, can we be real? He didn't win that fight. Liam Williams lost that fight. Because again,
I can't say
that coach. No, hold up. The coach in that fight for Liam Williams came in with the worst game plan. He had Liam Williams boxing instead of being Liam Williams.
Let me meet you in the middle of the street on that one. Because of that reason alone, I can't say Liam Williams lost it. But here's where I'm gonna meet you in the middle of the street. So it's a combination of both. The reason I'm not gonna give it to Williams like that part of the opinion is because of the amount of knockdowns that Eubank got. Now, outside of that, I agree with you 100%. Liam Williams came in there boxing, and that trainer should have been put in a headlock for that shit. You know what I mean, if your fighter is a brawler, you don't. It's kind of like when Buddy McGirt. This is why I'm like, Buddy McGirt been kind of shaky for a minute. He had Arturo Gatti doing shoulder rolls against Floyd. He had him doing shoulder rolls against Floyd. So when Buddy McGirt came out, when he got brought in for Dillian White, and he said, "I never seen Dillian White fight neither," I said, "See, that's why you had Arturo Gatti doing shoulder rolls and shit, because you don't watch boxing. You don't watch boxing on no level. You just show the basics." You know what I'm saying? These trainers got to get it together, bro. These trainers got to get it together. And I know Legend got connections with, you know what I'm saying, with amateur trainers and things like that, man. This is certain way to do things as a trainer, man.
I would
and it's like you see these pros, they not doing it right.
History. I would be the greatest trainer in history, bro. I could teach any man how to beat the other man. It's fucking easy as pop. It really is, bro. Y'all dudes are going about it the wrong way. I don't get it.
It's crazy.
There's no way in the world Lee Wood should not have used his length and his distance and kept Laura at bay.
That's why I said Laura's gonna be Lee Wood gonna be kicking himself, bro. Because he won 4 of the first 5 rounds just off of talent. Just off of talent. You know what I'm saying? Like he was fundamentally fighting wrong then too. You know what I'm saying?
He was fundamentally fighting because he kept coming forward. I'm like, yo, bro, why do you keep going forward like you a demolition artist, bro? Like, if you don't 1-2 this dude and slide back, you don't 1-2 this dude and get out the side door. Like, what the fuck is going on? Man, no head movement.
A 1-2 in the vlog. A 1-2 in the.
Did you see the jab?
Vlog.
Good,
bro. A 1-2 in the cha-cha slide, man. He'd have been cool all night, man. Like I'm sitting up here, bro. I'm like, your first shot. Yo, what fight? Hey, vlog. What fight was we talking about? No, that was a Tony Harrison fight. That was a Tony Harrison, Tim Tszyu fight. We was just like, yo, it should be nothing but jabs and 1-2s all night. That's all Lee Wood had to do. Jabs and 1-2s all night long.
That's what I thought. I said, if you looked at my IG post, I said, I believe the movement will probably be too much for Laura. We didn't get no movement. This boy act like he ain't been in a skating ring a day in his life. He should have been skating around that joint. What? Big pop. I'm out of here. He was throwing a jab like he was busting bubbles. It was like this. What are you doing, bro?
The thing about that's why I say trainers are so important, man. Because you take a guy. This is why I love like the brother Nazim Richardson's, God rest his soul, and like the Virgil Hunters and guys like that. Their instructions are very, very subtle but important. They give their guy 1 or 2 things to focus on in a round, and a lot of times it's real basic, real simple. And then if they don't get it in that round, they getting it when they get back to the corner. A lot of it is basic, and you don't hear that. You hear more rah-rah motivational trainers than guys actually chopping up that game in between rounds.
Or
you hear a lot more
too much, or too much information. Oh, dig to the body, right. Go step around. Oh man, you're like, or you telling, or you're coming down too hard without giving them the proper information to do it. Now, like the Virgils, and like you said, when you give them the 1 or 2 things and they're not doing it right, now you can rock and reinforce the information and watch they go back out there and do it, because the greats do it. The greats sometimes don't listen and they have to get a chewing out. And then you look at Michael Moore and fighters like that. You know what I mean? So big shout out to Teddy Atlas for that sort of yelling sort of style training. It sometimes reinforces the basic skills that these fighters aren't doing in the ring.
And the thing with Teddy Atlas, right? Teddy Atlas would yell and scream, but if you actually listen to his instructions, it's only 1 or 2 things he wants you to do.
Exactly.
It's only about 1 or 2 things he wants you to do, man. So it's like you can't overload a person's brain is getting their head smacked around. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to give them 1 or 2 things to focus on, and that's it. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, like, the instructions is not gonna sound like a football play. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're like, yo, Y25, 2LW, blah, 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 on 3. You're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that as a trainer, man. But trainers are so important in and outside of the ring for these fighters, man. And I just don't think there's enough
third eye
quality. Yeah, there's not enough quality third eyes around. But big shout out to the ones that are doing a good job, man. They're like the Bozy Ennis of the world. Bozy does a great job with his guys, man, inside and outside of the ring. Listen, Rob Acosta, he's another guy that really takes care of his fighters, man, care about his fighters, handle business. The Derek James of the world, the Virgil Hunters, these guys, Breadman's another great trainer. There's a lot of great trainers. There's just a lot of side trainers that's really fucking it up for the great trainers, man. Like, big shout out to the amateur trainers too.
It's the big name dudes, bro. It's the big name dudes fucking it up for the hardcore guys that's doing it fundamentally right. You know what I mean? Like you said, shouted out Boots, Padman, fighters, trainers like that. They're doing it fundamentally correct, and they're not getting the shine because you got these big wigs with the greater name fighters just fucking careers up.
And shout out to Padman. And shout out to Padman McGriff too, man, because he's the one factor in the Devin Haney camp.
Any situation,
where you can see the fundamental change with Devin Haney. And I'm not talking about, so people think of Devin Haney, they be like, oh, well, do we got power, this, that, and the third. You got to look at Devin Haney's fundamental approach. I'm like, when Padman came along, and this is on camera, he was like, the main thing I want to do with Devin Haney, quick twitch. Everything is quick twitch. Everything with Devin Haney is with them two Cambosis fights. That's when Padman came into the picture. Everything is quick twitch. Like you could tell he ain't thinking. Everything is quick twitch in there with Devin Haney, man. You need guys like that are solid dudes that ain't looking for the limelight, but they gonna get them basics right. And that's why Devin Haney on top right now. That's why Devin Haney on top. And take guys like Tank. Calvin Ford been there since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have them foundations right as a trainer and as a fighter, man. Like I think that's why Broner started slipping. Once he got away from Stafford, he wasn't listening to Stafford. He got away from Stafford. He had Stafford since the amateurs. Once he started getting away from him, you could see it was no progression in his game, even when he was winning fights. No progression at all, man. Like your foundation got to be leveled, man, from the trainer to the fighter, and it got to be solid across the board. And if it's not solid, man, your fighter might be eating canvas for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hey, let me ask you this, show. What? So I know Jones got a fight coming up, but I was also seeing something else that he was supposed to fight. I don't know what the dude's name is, man, but I'll be seeing this dude on Instagram walking like he real buff.
I don't know his name though. He looked like
NDO champ or something. I don't know what his name is.
I don't know. And he just looked this dude is like a bodybuilder.
But I was seeing something about him and Jones were supposed to fight. So I'm like, he's supposed to fight like this dude and this other fight. So
it's like this muscle bound.
Who?
Roy.
His name is NDO champ. Yeah, Roy was gonna fight him. Like this dude kept posting he's fighting Roy Jones like May 15th. I kept seeing this.
You know what?
Nah,
a vlog. I'm gonna tell you who it is. You know the dude on Instagram, the big husky dude that be walking up to people, be smacking their food and shit out their hand and shit. The dark skin.
Yeah, and the cigarettes and all that shit.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he ain't got no that. This is a real fight, bro. That shit.
But see, that's the bullshit that be going on, man. Like you be like,
yeah. He gets that's promoting. He just promoting. You know what I mean? That's just he hoping to get some clicks and likes. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Yeah. This motherfucker ain't no proving. I need proof. This is why it's so hard to sell to Jake and Logan Pauls to me. Like a dude like that saying you can ready fight a Tyson or Shannon Briggs or any of these. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't pay no attention.
Yo, that him and Connor Ben, man, they co-managers, man, at the GNC spot.
Bro. Thought, bro. I'm hearing Wilder and Ngannou is supposed to be talking. Is this true or is it just some more? You know what I'm saying?
I heard. What you got, Legend? I seen you getting ready.
All right, here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that Wilder's going in that direction because he's not getting the big bag for the Andy Ruiz fight, so he's looking at other options. I mean, Wilder's 37. He don't need to be going in no MMA at this point in his career, man. I mean, yes, it's probably a nice bag, but focus on boxing.
What's the name?
One round in against
no. You're very misconfused. This is all boxing, baby. Your boy's already.
Yeah, it's a boxing match. It's a boxing match.
It's all boxing. Ngannou is not getting
one boxing match and then another one in MMA.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
One boxing.
I would do it. MMA. I would do it. Listen. Soon as he hit the ground, he gonna be looking like this.
He got the legs for it.
No, but that's the thing. Your boy ain't no wrestler. Ngannou is not a wrestler. He has problems with wrestlers.
He gonna be a wrestler that night.
Well, he might, but I think we need to, bro, because they've come over to our realm and salute to them dudes that tried to make the splash. I think one of our big name guys should probably do that.
You know who went to MMA, bro, and it was like so embarrassing, bro. And it was my favorite fighter of all time, man, James Toney. Bro, he went in the MMA fight, bro. It was within the first 40 seconds. He was on the ground. Yeah, he just looked like a fish. He was like this. I was like, what the hell? Before you knew it, he tapped it out. Like, I was like, bro.
That was on was that ECW or something like that? Or one of those films from Showtime?
Yeah, I was like, bro. Like,
yeah, it wasn't UFC. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Let me get these last 4 comments. We gonna get up out of here, man. Andre Southgate says, stick out the jab. That's the best tool for boxing. Andre, I'll say this, bro. Not everybody has a great jab, so you do have to be educated with your jab, but you are correct.
Hey, you know your jab is trash when your opponent can leap a counterpunch over top of it.
Yeah, that's trash. That's a trash jab. So I would say stick out a good jab. That's the best tool for the job. Conrad, I think they might have underestimated Lara altogether. I mean, why even offer that fight to him as a voluntary title defense? You know what? And that's the problem. That's the problem, Conrad. It's just that's where the arrogance comes in. That's where that arrogance comes in. That's that moxie.
Too much moxie.
Too much moxie. Teddy,
he wanted to get that loss back for Warrington because everybody knew Warrington lost that fight. He wanted to get that back.
Sure. Yeah, Andre Southgate, Teddy Atlas was great in the corner. Yeah, he was a legend in the corner, man. Like top 7, 8 all time, in my opinion. As far as
I'll get him in the top 10.
Yeah,
I give him in the top 10.
For sure. Andre said Haney, a perfect example of having a great jab. Yeah, jab will take you places. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, we was debating that a couple shows back to a few shows back. We was like Haney, Stanionis, you know what I mean? It's talking about jazz. Was talking about the boy from Texas, Spence. You know what I mean? Like we're talking.
He got a top 5. Haney got a top 5 jab.
Them top 3 right there off top for me, off top of my dog.
Haney has become unified just off his jab. That's a fact.
But you know what I like about Haney? Mm-hmm. I still like the fact that he sits down. He may not have that KO, but he's not fighting soft like a lot.
Nobody runs down on him. Yeah, nobody runs down on him. That's what
you're not just gonna walk through the front door.
Yeah, like that's what and for guys that don't have that extreme power, that'd be my first question. I'm like, is dudes just running down on you taking your lunch money? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody running through taking Devin Haney lunch money. Like, so I know he got a little bit of
pockets over there.
Yeah, ain't nobody tapping his pockets for sure, man. But we gonna end it right there, man. Hour 37 minutes strong.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get up out of here.
We're gonna get up out of here, man. Legend, man, you're doing a great job, bro. Let them know the podcast, social media, when you're going on next, all that.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok, the Legend 3347, IG, the same, podcast in this corner, 16 episodes strong. I'm doing a lot of live coverages, watching along. And hey, man, salute to Chris G, man, because I got him out of his comfort zone, man. So he done a lot of episodes with me.
Man, I couldn't get him out of his comfort zone. I was trying to get him on camera for like 2 years, bro. I could not get him on camera. I'm glad he's comfortable now, though.
Yeah, man, we covered the Lauren Wood fight, man. Like Chris G, man, he extremely knowledgeable. So salute to him. Salute to Willie G too, because Willie G came on with us one time too. So
yeah, big shout out to Willie G, man.
Yeah, man, but
we got the extended family, baby. You know how we did from the ground up.
Yeah,
we built it up from the ground, baby.
Yeah, but we're gonna probably cover Matias and Ponce this weekend for sure, man. So,
that's a good card too. We gonna get into that as well.
Hey, send me a link, man. I might jump on with y'all.
Got you.
Hey, that if that don't take over fight of the year, it's gonna be because Ponce didn't come bring it. Because right now on paper, that should add up to be as great as Neary and Hovanesian, and as good as Lee Woods and Laura fight. Despite them both ended in knockouts, those 2 fucking great fights, bro.
And I haven't seen fucking great fights. I haven't seen Matisse in a bad fight yet, so I'm fully.
Man, dude is a monster, bro. The dude is a monster. If he could speak English, he'd probably be a big star. If he
I'll bring a translator in for him, bro. I'll bring a translator.
Yo, he's a real problem at 140. That's for sure. But yeah, man, definitely send me a link, man. Y'all can hit me up on Instagram.
For sure, man. For sure.
Hit me up on Instagram strictly, man. I'm strictly on the gram now. All that Twitter getting banned and all that. I ain't got time for all of that. So I'm posting news and my 2 cents on news events, and I'm doing my betting on boxing coverage. So strictly on the gram at boxing, the number 1 STVLOG, and right here with the family on Goodfellas podcast, G5 Jeff TV. I don't do too much work on the channel, but as I develop a little bit more time, I might get back to dropping a couple here, 2 videos. But I'm doing a lot of my writing, sort of commentary on the gram. Great posts, obviously bringing you the numbers for betting on boxing. So tap in with me on the gram, man.
Yes, sir. You find me all over the place, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, G5 Jeff TV, man. We're gonna close this thing out, man. It's episode 157 of the Goodfellas podcast. We will be on tomorrow. I definitely want to get into that Matisse card. So maybe that might be the topic for tomorrow. So we're gonna get into that, man. So yes, sir. On behalf of Boxing First Vlog, the legend, your boy G5 Jeff TV, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Salute.